She will present. She's Associate Professor of Physical Therapy at University of Jordan also. And the title of her presentation is The Development and Evaluation of Virtual Reality Balance Scenario in People with Multiple Sclerosis, a pilot study.
Yes. Good afternoon, everybody. My presentation will be the development and evaluation of virtual reality balance scenarios in people with multiple sclerosis, a pilot study. First of all, I would like to highlight some facts about why we did this study. As you know, multiple sclerosis is a progressive neurological disorder that affects young people and causes disability. And the prevalence of MS is growing worldwide and in Jordan. The prevalence of MS now globally is around 30 per 100,000. And in Jordan, based on a study that was done in 2006, we know that the crude prevalence of MS in Jordan is around 40 per 100,000, which is even higher than the estimated prevalence globally. And as you know, there is no cure for MS, and all treatments available are dealing with managing symptoms of MS. And within this, of course, rehabilitation plays an important role in the management of people with MS. In a recent systematic review, it was clearly stated that rehabilitation is effective in improving the quality of life and functional status in people with MS. However, in the same systematic review, these benefits are short-term lived if training is not maintained. And the main barriers of maintaining exercises and rehabilitation training is, first of all, the cost and resources, and from the patient side, it is patient's adherence to exercises, which may be related to motivation and enjoyment. And here we thought about virtual reality as a possible innovative approach that guides the physical performance in patients through continuous feedback and increase their engagement to undertake rehabilitation. And as you know, virtual reality is a technology that allows a user to interact with a computer-based environment. And the most common example of virtual reality is the grocery store environment. However, there are some limitations in using virtual reality in rehabilitation, and the main limitation is the high cost and complexity in implementing such an activity in the clinic or at home. Therefore, motion interactive games as a form of virtual reality become widespread more than virtual reality games. However, many concerns have been mentioned about using such games for certain patient groups such as MS. And as you know, there are many limitations and impairments that can result from MS. However, balance and mobility problems are very prevalent in MS. Many studies have reported that balance deficits are common in people with MS. Moreover, poor balance also lead to many problems, increasing fall risk and reducing physical activity and decrease the quality of life. And we know that few intervention studies have explored the effect of physical therapy in treating balance using virtual reality. Therefore, our first aim from this study is to develop virtual reality scenarios that target balance deficits in people with MS. And to be applicable, virtual reality systems should be easy to use and maintain and even organize. Therefore, we used available and simple systems, including the Wii, Balance Board, and Connect, as you can see in the slide. And most importantly, we developed our own software to have balance scenarios for people with MS. And regarding the development process of these scenarios, we went through stages in the development process. In the first stage, we consulted the end users, including patients with MS and therapists, physical therapists who treat patients with MS. After that, we developed the scenarios, balanced scenarios for virtual reality, and we tested these scenarios on healthy individuals. Afterward, we piloted these scenarios on people with MS. And here you can see that we developed 6 balanced scenarios that focus on balance control, and they are including squatting, sit to stand, stepping over an obstacle, standing on toes, weight shifting, and upper extremity reaching. These are the scenarios. For each scenario, there are 10 levels of difficulty, and in each level, the patient stays doing these exercises for almost 1 minute. And I just want to mention here that huge biomechanical data are collected from these simple equipments, including weight shifting, center of pressure information. Many information and data can be collected from this simple system. And as I mentioned, the second aim here to evaluate feasibility, acceptability, and potential of the developed virtual reality scenarios in people with MS. And here we randomly allocated 40 patients with MS into either a virtual reality group or control home exercise group. And we collected data at baseline and at follow-up after 6 weeks. And these included Bird Balance Scale, Time Tempered Go and Go, Falls Efficacy Scale International, and Modified Fatigue Impact Scale. 16 patients in the intervention group and 17 patients in the home exercise group completed the study with a retention rate of 75%. And yet, this retention rate is still good in a complex disease such as MS. The mean adherence rate was high, and 87% of the participants completed more than 50% of the virtual reality sessions. And the lack of adherence, when we asked our patients, were related to depressed mood and in females who lack support from their families. And no serious adverse events were collected from this intervention study. And regarding the acceptability of these balanced scenarios, the vast majority of patients indicated that the balanced scenarios were enjoyable to them and target their health status. Regarding the benefits behind virtual reality, only the intervention group indicated significant improvement in their balance using Bird Balance Scale and a decrease in their fatigue balance scale. So in conclusion, our findings demonstrate the feasibility and acceptability of virtual reality-based program specific to help them improving their balance. Also, our findings support the implementation of a larger trial of longer-term virtual reality, and also the use of virtual reality may contribute to an integrated physiotherapy service for people with MS. I acknowledge my team also who worked with me in this study, and if you have any question, you can also contact my colleague, Dr. Hanan Khalil, at this email. And thank you.
Thank you. Now it's time for questions. We can take 1 or 2 questions for Dr. Al-Ghudi. Is there any question? So what I would like to do, if there's no direct question for Dr. Al-Ghudi, you can stay there. We have 2 presentations that have been cancelled, so we have a bit more time for open discussion. So you can ask questions to one of the speakers here. Dr. Einstein, we can start with a question to Dr. Einstein. Does anyone have